Wait, we're rolling? Shoot! This is Raymond Hayden. Welcome to Spin, Stories from the Green Room. What? Oh! Hey, sorry. Sorry about that. I guess it helps if I face the camera the right way. Wow, we're only into episode number 2 and I can't get this stuff right. Well, what are you gonna do? It's hard to get good help. Anyway, welcome to episode number 2. Appreciate you tuning in again. Just a little short video today for you to talk about my very first solo album, which is called A Doorway Through Your Tears. Doorway Through Your Tears was put out in 2002, and it was my first solo effort. It's pretty much strictly a solo instrumental piano album. You know, at the time I've recorded with a few different bands, you know, previous to that, but this was my first solo album, and I want to put on a lot of what I focus on. A lot of where my strengths over the years has been in the piano. Even though I've been inspired by bands that have keyboards and piano in them, like Chicago and Pink Floyd and Elton John and Toto, et cetera, Supertramp. The piano thing is really what I wanted to do. I just wanted to kind of open that up. And so at that time, I was really coming into my own as a solo artist. My career up to that point had been playing keyboards in different bands, whether it was piano or organ or synth or strings or arpeggiators or creating sequenced pads or whatever, or just jumping off speakers, you know, whatever the hell. I did do that, actually. There's proof of that. Anyhow, so this album, I've had people ask me, you know, what did you write this album about? Well, basically a lot of artists, most artists write very autobiographical. And so a lot of the songs on this album had to do with things that were going on in my life or in life in general around that time. I had recently found love and recently lost love with an ex-girlfriend. The 911 scenario happened with, you know, obviously with the attack on our country. Some friends of mine, a couple friends of mine, had some really sad losses and breakups and loss of friendships and whatever. And so anyway, just things that were going on in my life just kind of came through me and flowed through my fingers. Not literally, but, you know, anyway, that's my abracadabra thing, whatever that is. I'm not even sure what that is. Anyway, back to the story. So I started writing the songs for this album, Doorway Through Your Tears, and you can still get that, by the way. It's on iTunes and Amazon and wherever else. No selling, no selling, except for you. Back there, yeah, you can buy it. Anyhow, so Doorway Through Your Tears was recorded on San Juan Island. The gentleman who was the producer and engineered that album was a friend of mine at the time, fantastic musician, artist, guitarist, Rob Rigoni, and also known as Bobby Brightman, and also Sid Onshell, who is now the bassist for the new version of Grieve the Astronaut. Him and I were in a couple different bands together before that, and he came out there and did a little bit of fretless, or a little bit of bass on that. But that was recorded at San Juan Island. We rented a little home. Actually, we didn't rent a home. It was I think it was my boss at the time's A-frame. And so we stayed out there for a week and just had a great time. And, you know, it's kind of like stories you read about bands who go to different studios, like the studio with George Martin's studio, Montserrat. Part of it was the experience, getting away and being part of nature and just getting away from all the hustle and bustle. But anyway, that whole thing was recorded literally in a living room in an A-frame on San Juan Island with 2 good friends of mine. And we put it on. We used a digital recording device and put it out. And when it came out, immediately Borders Books and Music at the time picked it up and started putting. I did my CD release at Borders Books and Music in Tacoma, and then they put me on in some different shows in Seattle and throughout Washington and Oregon, and did that for a while. And yeah, that's basically 2002 is when the album was written. That's what it was inspired by. That's where it was recorded, and there's more to come. But I just wanted to kind of give you a snapshot, if you will, of A Doorway Through Your Tears. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time on Spin.